Hello friends, welcome back to the King YouTube channel. After some consideration, it seems the Sussexes have activated their damage control mode, pulling out their signature moves once again, following what many are calling their faux world tour of Colombia. It's almost as if Harry and Meghan are back on their usual routine, trying to sweep up the mess they've left behind with hastily crafted press releases and grandiose promises. But before we dive deeper into that, let's cover some more significant updates. The Princess of Wales, Catherine, was recently spotted at Crathie Church in Balmoral with the royal family, looking absolutely radiant. She arrived with Prince William, who was clean-shaven once more after his recent bearded look. Prince George and Princess Charlotte were also seen trailing behind their parents, while Queen Camilla looked stunning in green as she stood alongside King Charles. As is tradition, the public gathered to wave to the royal family attending their weekly worship. Interestingly, many royals, including Prince Edward, Duke of Edinburgh, and Vice Admiral Sir Timothy Lawrence, now drive themselves to church. However, Lady Louise was notably absent, reportedly so dedicated to her involvement as an Army cadet that she's considering a military career, potentially becoming the second royal woman to join the Army. After the passing of Queen Elizabeth II, Lady Louise has truly blossomed into a remarkable young woman. She balances her interests, such as carriage driving, with her dedication to her studies. Her parents, Sophie and Prince Edward, must be immensely proud of her accomplishments, which include working in garden centers and competing in high-level carriage driving contests. She embodies the spirit of the younger generation of royals, effortlessly blending traditional values with modern aspirations. In another heartwarming story, the Wales family attended the Gone Wild Festival in Norfolk for a massive Nerf shootout at a family fun day. It's touching to see how the public respects the whales' privacy when they're out with their children, outside of official engagements. Prince Louis, full of energy, declared Nerf or nothing, let's do this, as he joined other youngsters, some armed with smoke bombs, for a day of playful fun. It seemed like a fantastic day out, and Catherine and William were fortunate to participate. Catherine's health and her ability to spend quality time with her kids are always uplifting to see. Naturally, some critics on social media feel she should return to work if she's well enough. But let's be real, those who say this probably have never watched a loved one suffer from a serious illness or undergone chemotherapy. Occasionally, some people are lucky enough not to suffer, but more often, people have good and bad days, sometimes even both on the same day. Catherine attending something where she can take a back seat while Prince William takes over is entirely different from getting dressed up for official engagements. Her early years task force work involves organizing a lot of people for formal meetings with dignitaries, and if she wakes up feeling unwell, that's more people to let down. It's completely different from simply relaxing at home with her children, no makeup, just being a casual mom like anyone else. The assumption that people have the right to dictate what she can or can't attend is utterly disgusting. Prince William's fierce loyalty to his wife and family is not just expected but admirable. I still find the media's hostility troubling, particularly when they continue to refer to her as Kate Middleton. What about you? Does it make you uncomfortable when people call her Kate? If so, comment number 1. If not, comment number 2. Have you also noticed how the media rarely calls Sophie, Duchess of Edinburgh, Sophie Rhys-Jones? Sophie has always carried herself with the dignity befitting her title, and since her marriage to Prince William in 2011, Catherine has done the same. She became the Duchess of Cambridge, and since September 2022, the Princess of Wales. Calling her Kate Middleton at this point feels disrespectful, especially when the same sources lavish Meghan with titles she hasn't earned. In other royal news, I'm pleased to see that the royal family is returning to their regular duties, and it's not just Harry who's making waves. King Charles arrived in Balmoral to the traditional welcoming ceremony, where the Balaclava Company, 5th Battalion Royal Regiment of Scotland, inspected the guards outside Balmoral Castle. Lieutenant Colonel Johnny Thompson joined the king, a familiar face to many, as he made quite an impression as Major Johnny, Queen Elizabeth's dashing equerry. After her passing, King Charles saw the value in keeping him around, and now he's a permanent fixture, working as a secretary, organizing the king's private affairs and accompanying them throughout their day. Given his new official position, it seems likely that he will remain a long-term member of the king's staff. I've noted before how well King Charles appears, and the video clip of him inspecting the guards at Balmoral shows him in good spirits, chatting with soldiers and affectionately petting Corporal Khan, the regiment's handsome mascot. Corporal Khan, a pony who joined the unit in 2012, proudly displays his regiment's operation medals. He's had his share of cheeky moments, including munching on Queen Elizabeth's sweet pea posy at Stirling Castle, much to her delight. I chuckled when Harry and Meghan attempted to pet the pony in 2018, only for him to bite them a moment that spoke volumes about animals and children sensing things that adults often miss. Now, let's discuss the predictable backlash following the Sussexes' Colombian getaway. Despite Harry and Meghan's efforts to backpedal alongside the Colombian administration, it's clear their attempt at a grand tour has left a bitter taste. A source close to the couple claims they want to conduct more tours. Despite the outrage and humiliation, it's almost as if they've forgotten Harry's complaints about being treated like a show horse, yet here they are, seemingly eager to trot out their royal connections for a bit of attention. Meghan was reportedly bored during King Charles' birthday celebration and even admitted it while bringing gifts for him. Consequently, the King and Queen asked them to leave. Moreover, Meghan allegedly expressed disbelief that she wasn't compensated for her walkabout in Australia. It's ironic that the Sussexes now claim to love this aspect of royal life, considering their earlier criticism of the monarchy. But perhaps the truth is that Meghan simply enjoys having her holiday travels paid for, along with the extensive security detail that comes with it. It strokes her ego, makes her feel special, and lets her indulge in the perks of luxury meals, lunches in her honor, and opportunities to speak her mind salads where she can brag about herself. Her hosts shower her with gifts, and these little excursions seem to be something she truly relishes. Reportedly, over $2 million was spent by Colombian taxpayers, prompting a swift statement from the vice president stating they were invited to promote tourism. Harry and Meghan quickly agreed, making a short film showcasing Colombia's beauty. And yes, Colombia is indeed a stunning country that my husband and I would love to visit. However, if you look at the photos and videos of Harry and Meghan with military police and Kevlar briefcases in tow, you might think that's dangerous. I don't want to go there without that kind of security. And why would you want to visit schools and schoolchildren on your vacation? They even shuttered villages and towns for their motorcade, creating more spectacle than substance. Their trip faced significant criticism, leading to a press release from their RQL Foundation stating they were there to help, not for personal gain. They promised donations, including drums to a school, but these seemed almost like an afterthought. Questions arose about who funded the trip, with speculation pointing to international agencies, but no clear answers were provided. The Colombian government is now voicing its frustration over footing the bill for what many see as a glorified holiday. It's truly appalling that a country with its own challenges should be expected to sponsor a getaway for two people who seem to be perpetually seeking the limelight. Let's be honest, Harry and Meghan are not global diplomats, nor do they represent any legitimate royal cause. They are simply two attention-seeking individuals who believe the world owes them a red carpet welcome wherever they go. Their trip to Colombia, masquerading as a grand humanitarian gesture, is just another episode in their endless quest for relevance. They arrived late to events, used local children as photo opportunities, and made vague, insignificant promises like drum sets and playground upgrades, as if that would somehow justify the exorbitant cost of their security detail. Meanwhile, the Colombian authorities were pressured into providing extensive protection for this duo, diverting resources away from citizens who face real threats daily. It's insulting that a country like Colombia, with its own financial constraints, would be expected to fund a holiday disguised as a goodwill tour for two people who continue to trade on their fading royal connections. The Sussexes' sense of entitlement knows no bounds, and their behavior only reinforces their growing reputation as opportunistic freeloaders. The vice president may have hoped to elevate her own profile by aligning with the Sussexes, but this move might backfire. Perhaps she thought it would boost her image or demonstrate her connections, but it could very well end up hurting her reputation. The whole affair was over the top, with grand welcomes, excessive security, and media fanfare, making one wonder what the president was thinking by allowing it. Was this some misguided attempt at gaining international attention or courting favor with certain Western figures? If so, it could do more harm than good, especially if the public starts questioning why resources were squandered on such a frivolous visit. The president might soon find that associating with Meghan and Harry's hollow spectacle was a misstep, especially when their own people start questioning where the government's priorities truly lie. Especially troubling was the way both Harry and Meghan exploited the children they encountered. It was awful to witness. I can almost predict that in a later interview, Megan will reminisce that a little girl, one who Megan wouldn't release, even when the child asked to be freed from her grasp, reminded her of herself at that age. No doubt, she'll use this to once again remind everyone of her blackness, nerdiness, and impoverished childhood, playing on the same narrative we've heard time and again. I understand that there are many perspectives on this issue, and I'd love to hear everyone's opinions and ideas in the comments section. Thank you so much for watching my video. I hope you'll continue to support us by liking, sharing, and subscribing to our The King YouTube channel. Goodbye, and I'll see you tomorrow.